Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite. Raphael Tavares talking to you straight from New York Comic Con. And I'm here checking things out, and this thing just caught my attention. I heard his pitch. I loved it. Now I'm going to have you hear his pitch, and maybe you fall in love with it too.
Hi, I'm Ben Ferrante. I'm the creator, writer of Witch Hunter. And okay, basically in a nutshell, Witch Hunter is helping people awaken their potential that they don't believe that they have. Basically, if you buy any type of product, vote for any politician, invest in any type of media, it's all controlled by the same cult. So what they're doing is they're drawing out energy or potential or magic that we don't believe that we possess, and they're using it to refresh the earth for the dark elves, dwarves, and other races that used to live here that actually appreciate living here, whereas we don't. So Witch Hunter is trying to awaken people to their potential, as well as make them sort of be grateful for what they have before they lose it. So, and when all else fails, he either just, makes fun of somebody or sets something on fire, which is always a nice way to end a story. Each issue is a complete unit of entertainment, so anybody's issue can be their first issue, whether it's your first or your 30th. I learned that from Jim Shooter because he was the best, not only the best editor-in-chief, I think that any comic book company has ever had, but he's been a really good friend for a long time, and he's taught me quite a lot. And I'm just really taken with the fact that back in the 70s and 80s, you used to be able to pick up any book and be able to get a complete story, and that's just not the case anymore. I think there are a lot of good comics out there still, but I don't believe that that is the standard anymore. I think it's a matter of just keeping to string people along, or to get people to buy a toy, or get people to just support a TV show, and everything should be its own standalone form of entertainment. Nothing should be hinging on anything else. Everything should build onto something else, and so that's what basically our mindset is over at Monarch. We also have Evil Monkey Man, which is essentially like an on-the-road movie, where he's kind of like Doctor Who, except he's a giant guy who got trained into a giant monkey, and is solving all the conspiracies that you've ever heard of, and trying to find a way why they're all linked. And then we have the Winter Lantern over there, which is a cosmic horror in the vein of, say, Lovecraft. And we also have a book called The Last, which is like Vikings solving the first X-Files. So we've been around as Monarch for about 10 years. We've grown a lot in the past couple of years, where all our books are now quarterly, and we just started getting released through Books A Million on their newsstands. And then we're going to be moving. We're also on Drive-Thru Comics, Comixology, Comics Plus, our own website, and we'll be moving into the comic shops very shortly. We just wanted to sort of get all the other stuff sort of the way we wanted it.
Sounds great. I like the fact that you were able to give me all that information in one shot. I still do have a question though. What made you decide to go with this direction with this book? Because I love the concept.
Witch Hunter? Yeah. I don't know, just ever since I created when I was 7 years old, and the reason that I always have him smirking is because people like being around somebody that doesn't take themselves too seriously, because they want to be that person. And so my whole mindset with him is that nothing really matters that much. The only thing that really matters is that you're happy and that you're good to people. And his entire mission is trying to make everybody realize that it's so easy. But you can't do things like this for other people. You can only show them. People have to do things for themselves. So his background is that he was burned at the stake for trying to do something good back in 1692. And ever since he was brought back, he's been essentially trying to basically swim against the tide, because people in general don't believe in what they have. So he can really only just do his best to kind of stem the tide. Things get a lot worse before they get better. So I kind of wanted to show things the way they are today in as much of a metaphor as I could, because I don't want to hit people over the head with anything. So it's kind of like, a fractured fairy tale.
I like it. I love the idea. I love the fact that you can pick up one issue, have a nice story. You don't have to pick up the next issue, but you may want to pick up the next issue. I do agree with you that too many of the books are so interconnected now that it's so hard to just pick up a comic book and read something. I don't mind stories that proceed, but sometimes you just want to pick up a book.
Yeah, you can. If you read the whole series, you're definitely rewarded with a larger story, but you don't have to start with number one. And if you do, you're carried along very organically with the story. You don't feel like you're being spoon-fed anything. You don't feel like anything is being forced down your throat. And and again, those are the type of books I was raised on. My favorite things in the entire world are Commandy by Jack Kirby, Tomb of Dracula by Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan, and Babylon 5 by J. Michael Straczynski. And all of those things told a complete story. You know, when Jack Kirby, I think Jack Kirby stopped writing Commandy with 36, he had told the story he wanted to tell. You know, when 70 issues of Tomb of Dracula, that was a complete story. And with Babylon 5, which I really think is the best thing that's ever been made, he opened a window and he saw that entire thing and he wrote it down, and it took him 5 years to tell it. I don't think there's anything that's ever been done as beautifully as that. And so I always try and pattern myself after those things because they inspire me. Plus, I love post-apocalyptic stuff. So that might be a little bit of a hint where some of these stories are going. You know, things will get a lot worse before they get better. Yeah, so, but I really appreciate you talking to me.
No problem. It sounds great. Like I said, as soon as I heard your pitch, I was like, yeah. Okay. So where can they find you one more time? That way, you know, they can look at the stuff.
Go to monarchcomics.com, which is monarchcomics.com. You can go to any Books A Million. If for some reason your local Books A Million is sold out, just ask the manager to ask the distributor to send more copies, and they'll do that because there are extras. And you can also go to Drive-Thru Comics, and that's anywhere in the world. You can order either print or digital of up to, I think, issue 29 with Witch Hunter, and I think up to issue 2 so far with Evil Monkey Man. The other 2 books aren't up there yet. Comixology, I think Evil Monkey Man is up there, and the other books are being formatted for it. And I think Comics Plus, it's Witch Hunter, I think, up to like issue 26 so far. We're doing catch up with a couple of the things. Yeah, and you can always, you can always find us at a lot of these shows. We do a lot of shows. We're doing a lot more shows these days. We're doing a lot of local signings, and we're always here at the New York Comic Con. And usually in this spot, actually, in this exact same spot for the past 3 years.
That makes it easier to find. And what spot is that?
We're at booth 2319. I don't know when this is going up, but if anybody sees it before the end of this weekend and they reference your show, Bitten Apple TV, sorry, they will get extra collectibles if they mention your show.
You heard that, people. You mentioned Bitten Apple TV this weekend, and you get extra collectibles. And I also see you got yourself a Shadow Rabbit exclusive.
Yeah, Lou made us not only a large one, but he made a mini Witch Hunter figure that's somewhere. It's lurking around here somewhere, but yeah, it's the same one. It's just that big. And he based it on one of our old standees, basically.
He's a great guy. He does great work. Do yourself a favor, come over here, check it out, or find them, check it out. You won't be wrong. You won't be mistaken. You won't be bad unless you miss it.